Hey listeners, I feel bad for not telling you more information. So stay tuned for a sneak peek of Book Interrupted Off the Shelf.
This episode's brought to you by Liz Clark Astrology. No nonsense, personalized, honest handwritten readings that aim to be as constructive and helpful as possible. A glimpse into your true self, maybe even one you forgot about. Go to www.lizclark.com. You can also find the link in our show notes below.
Book Interrupted Chronicles capture some of our favorite and funniest moments together from before we were all in the club. If you would like to know who felt clothing was optional at the theme park, or which member flipped the script on her birthday surprise, go to www.bookinterrupted.com/unpublished to start your free trial to Unpublished, where our chronicles and inklings live. Trust us, you won't regret it.
Parental guidance is recommended because this episode has mature topics and strong language. Here are some moments you can look forward to during this episode of Book Interrupted.
Welcome, everybody, to my show. I'm Legis, and this is my show. Our show.
I'm going to have to bestie Chandler, because he's hilarious.
Ooh, I hate these selections. I barf on all of them.
I don't know, I have this weird thing that I do, but I also associate it with sleeping.
But when you climbed up the stairs, I literally would have the army shuffle into it.
Thought you could meditate. Huh? No, you can't. Screw you, challenge.
You ready, guys? Let's do this. Express yourself. Share the wealth. Hold on to your bookmarks. We're off the shelf. Express yourself. It's good for your health. Book Interrupted is off the shelf.
Welcome to Book Interrupted, a book club for busy people to connect and one that celebrates life's interruptions.
The following episode is off the shelf. Brace yourself.
Welcome, everybody, to my show. I'm Legis, and this is my show. Our show. Ooh. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh. Don't forget about me. I'm right here.
All right,
I'm right here.
Let the boss talk. All right, are you ready? This is my assistant, co-host, Kara Lee. Go ahead.
Hello, Kara Lee here. Hello, everyone. Good morning, Legis. Good morning.
Morning, Care. See, you've been into the sauce a bit this morning already.
Do I stop? Oh,
Care.
Leach, welcome, everyone. Welcome. Boy, do we have an exciting show today, don't we? It's a good one. We have so many celebrity guests with us, and we're going to play one of my favorite reality quiz show games. I mean, really, do we need another reality game show?
All right.
Probably not.
All right. Let the boss talk. Okay. So the game today, you probably heard of it, is called...
Who do I want to fuck? It's great, right?
Oh, gosh. Oh, no, Kara Lee. That's for your private life. Oh, bang!
God, bam! I hate my private life.
Ooh, this is awkward. Moving on. It's called Bestie Boink Battle Barf. You've all heard of it. You've seen the show. We're very famous. Let's get started. Let's go ahead, introduce our guests.
My pleasure. So many celebrities with us today. Now, is that Sarah or Pretty Woman? I think it's Pretty Woman. Just look at you.
Julia Roberts.
You slut. I love it.
Okay.
And
all right.
who else do we have with us here, Leach? It looks like Meredith, or is that Carrot Top?
Carrot Top.
You flaming redhead. You're on fire.
Glad to have you with us. Ooh, and
I've got someone else down there.
who's that down there?
Is that Kim? Or
No.
are we in the presence of Darth Vader? Hello, Darth. How are you?
That's Lord Vader to you.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. This is great.
Oh.
Terrifying. And last but not least, let us not forget Lindsay. She's so famous. She's in a limo on her way here right now. Thank you for joining us, Lindsay.
She's late. She's got star power. She's late. She's in a car. She's in a limo. She has a driver. I love
You
it.
work it.
Just like me and my wife. You know, we get taken care of. People take us places. Let's get started. Let's do this game. Are you ready? Here we go. Some jimmies. Who would you like to boink? Who would you like to bestie? Who would you barf? Who would you battle? I'm looking at you, Julia.
I'll tell you.
All right, Kara Lee, that's enough. Stay out of it. Let the boss talk. Let's go, Julia Roberts. Of Jim Carrey, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and Jim Morrison, give us your breakdown. Who would be your bestie?
My bestie would be Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, come on, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay, Jimmy Kimmel would be, I don't know, Battle?
Ooh,
Jim Carrey, I
tough.
think, would probably be, what's the other ones? Sorry, I've already lost it.
Jim Morrison or Jim Carrey? We all want to know. Who are you going to boink? Who is it?
Who am I going to boink? Oh my gosh,
I'll give you my answer.
I guess Morrison. Jim Morrison.
He's pretty dead.
Morrison. Ooh,
Aw.
very sexual. Very sexual,
Yeah.
Julia Roberts. We know why you got that part.
And then what's the last one again? Barf.
Barf on. Who are you barfing on?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Oh, that's so hard.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, okay, Jim Carrey. He would probably think it's funny.
He'd probably
Jim
barf
Carrey.
back.
He'll forgive you.
Oh
He'll
my
forgive
gosh,
you.
he will, with a funny joke.
It happens. It happens. Why don't you take on the next one? Give the guests
I'd love
something
to.
do.
All right. I'm going to be calling upon 2 guests to answer this question. Give this round to Kim and Carrot Top, shall we? Darth, are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at the show Friends. Remember that show? All right. For starters, Carrot Top, let's have you weigh in on Joey, Ross, Chandler, and Gunther. I know who I'm barfing on.
Good one.
I don't know who the last person is.
He's the coffee shop guy,
The coffee cup guy that was in love with Rachel.
the waiter.
I'll have to barf on him because I don't know who he is.
Get him out of there.
That's okay with me.
Get him out.
He gets the barf.
He's out.
And I'm going to have to battle Ross. I think it'd be an easy win, honestly.
I'm not going to disagree.
I'm going to have to bestie Chandler because he's hilarious. And obviously Joey. Who doesn't want to boink Joey?
Everybody.
Right? I know I
Everyone.
do. Your answers are predictable. I
know this-
totally.
I know this one already did.
Now let's swing on over to Darth Vader, and we're going to focus on the ladies. So, Rachel, Phoebe, Monica, and Janice. Janice.
I hate her. I hate her guts.
I freaking hate her too. Give us your answer though.
I would barf on Janice. I would
Who wouldn't?
boink Rachel. I would
Meet you out in the parking lot later.
bestie Phoebe and battle Monica, I guess.
Oh, goodness. All right, moving on. Moving
All
on.
right.
All right. Bam. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, Lee Jess.
Some famous cartoon fellas. This one's for Carrot Top for sure. Are you ready, Carrot Top? Homer Simpson, Papa Smurf, He-Man, or Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
Great characters.
Ooh, I hate these selections. I barf on all of them.
You barf on He-Man?
I barf on He-Man.
Barf on He-Man. Okay, all right.
I'll boink He-Man. I'll boink He-Man. He's a nice guy.
You don't want to battle him, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. I'm going to have to barf on Homer Simpson.
All right.
Okay.
Fair. He's gross. I get it.
What was the other two?
Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin.
Peter
and
Griffin. And Papa
And-
Smurf.
I think I'll be besties with Peter Griffin because it would be fun. The
Yeah.
misadventures. we
He
could
sure
have.
would.
So we know
what's the other one?
someone's going to have blue sheets tonight. Bam!
Wait, is that boink? Ah!
It sure is. It sure is, Carrot Top. Now we know all your secrets.
No, I already boinked He-Man.
He-Man. All right.
You have to battle Papa Smurf, I guess?
Oh, that's easy. I just
That's fair. He's the oldest.
boot him.
Yeah.
Just boot him.
Flick him with your finger.
If it was that easy, Gargamel would have had him years ago, though.
That's true.
You make a strong point.
Make a strong point. Ooh.
All right, let's move over to you there, pretty woman. Okay. And we're going to be touching upon the category of Sex in the City.
Oh.
Woo!
We love New York.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, here are the 4 you have to choose from. We've got Samantha Jones, Carrie Bradshaw, Miranda Hobbs, Charlotte York Goldblatt. What's your answer?
Okay. I guess I would boink Samantha.
Sure. She looks like a good time.
Because she clearly is the best at it.
She is.
I would bestie Charlotte, I guess. I
Of course. She's
would
a delight.
battle Carrie. She would be the easiest for sure. Easy to battle Carrie.
I don't know. She's pretty fit.
And then I guess I'm barfing on Miranda.
Watch out, Miranda.
Keep protected.
Watch out.
Great answers. Love those answers. We're getting to know so much about you.
The barf one throws me off every time.
It happens. You have to barf on someone. That's the game. Ooh, this is a sexy one.
This one's good. Real good, Lee.
Straight at Darth. If that is your real name. I don't know. It's questionable. So Darth, 90s supermodels. You know them. I know them. We both
We all know them.
Yep. True story. Claudia Schiffer, Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, ooh, and Alinda Evangelista. Ooh, 90s.
It's kind of hard to choose a barfing one for this, huh?
I was gonna battle Naomi Campbell at first because I know that she's quite the fighter.
Yeah. Scary.
But maybe I'll barf on her.
Ooh.
I don't know. And then she'd probably want to battle me anyway.
Yeah, twofer.
Sounds good.
I think I'd be besties with Cindy Crawford.
Okay.
Classic beauty.
What's left? Boink and... Oh, battle, because I didn't actually battle Naomi Campbell.
So Linda or Claudia?
Guess I'll boink Claudia, battle Linda?
All right.
Well, don't mess up their pretty faces.
Please. My
All right.
goodness.
All right.
Oh, this is on to our favorite category, Liege.
Couple of our competitors.
Who's going to get the barfarama with this one?
They all get barfed on if you're fighting me for some ratings.
Yeah.
All right.
Surprised we didn't make the list.
Let's go.
Okay, let's do this. Talk show host. Carrot Top, I'm coming to you. All right. We have got Oprah, Ellen, Sally Jesse Raphael, and Jerry Springer.
Oh, you gotta battle Jerry Springer. Oh, wait, you might need a barf. We're gonna have to barf on Jerry Springer, I think. Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see, besties.
Oprah all day.
Who do I want to boink? I don't know anything but Sally Jesse Raphael, but those glasses makes it a yes.
Whoa. Spicy.
Little dress up in the bedroom, huh?
Bestie in battle. I don't know. I guess I'd be bestie with Oprah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And battle Ellen.
Battle Ellen.
Battle it out with Ellen.
I think it would be a good fight. I think it'd be well matched.
Maybe it could be a joke battle.
Could be a laugh battle.
Eh?
Could be a
Yeah,
laugh battle.
it'd be
Good
hilarious.
thinking.
It doesn't always have to be a violent battle.
Oh, I know. Dance battle.
Dance battle.
Dance battle.
There you go.
Dance
There you
battle.
go. That's great.
Dance
Yeah.
battle.
good.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
Dance
that's
battle.
lovely.
Yeah.
Love that. Great answers. Great job, Carrot Top. Ooh, this is great. Ooh.
We're really
Are you
getting to
ready?
know you guys.
Are you ready? Legendary rock stars. I'm looking at Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
Got
we
it,
are.
word.
Yeah, we are.
Julia Roberts, also known as Sarah. Here we go. Michael Jackson. Ooh. Prince. Ooh. Tom Petty. Ooh. And David Bowie. All lost to us now. Have
Who's it
at
gonna
her.
be?
They'll never know.
Have some fun with this one.
We have Tom Petty, Michael Jackson.
David Bowie and Prince.
Okay, I think I'd boink David Bowie.
Nice.
I would bestie Prince.
Sure.
Because that would be
Sure.
very
Purple
awesome.
Rain all day.
Super awesome.
And you are a pretty woman.
Sure.
It'd be amazing. Yeah, I am Pretty Woman after all. Then I would
Then I would barf on Michael Jackson
goodness.
and battle Tom Petty.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's lock in those answers.
Lock him in. Lock him in.
Good thing they're
Getting
dead.
Getting to know you. Poor Tom Petty. Oh my God.
He seems so chill.
I know. He wouldn't know what hit him. He'd be like, what's going on? Poor
Tom Petty got me thinking of the next category. Let's do a category based on Toms. Famous Toms. Let's do it. Why not, right?
I love it.
Why not? Who should we call upon? Leach, who's going to answer us for now? Maybe Darth? Darth Vader?
Darth
Vader, I need to know how you feel about some of these Toms. All right, here's who we got. We've got ourselves a Tom Brady. We've also got Tom Cruise. Who doesn't know Tom Cruise? Cocktail. All right, next one's up, Tom Ford. And the final one,
Just like my suit.
the final one, Tom Hanks. Can't leave him out of the mix.
No.
No way.
I don't know how
No
to
way.
act him out. Forrest Gump.
Perhaps, just like that.
What was the third one?
Oh,
Tom Ford, the
Tom
designer.
Ford.
Swanky.
Oh, okay. I can't decide if I would boink or bestie Tom Brady because I know that he's really super healthy and I would like to put him beside me and then do everything he does. So then I would automatically be super healthy too.
Like in the bed or as a friend?
Absolutely. I'd like to lick him.
Both. Like,
I'm not sure. Either way. Side by side doing the same thing.
Tom Brady, and then I don't know who Tom Ford is, so I'll battle him, and Tom Cruise I will barf on, and Tom Hanks I will make my bestie.
Welcome, Lindsay.
Is that Toad?
What kind of a mushroom head is that?
Are you Toad? From Super Mario?
They made it. I called earlier and I was like, I need a costume because I was going to find one at the house. And so my sister-in-law and my mom and my brother all made this for me while I was driving
That's
over.
very impressive and fast.
What a great family.
I know. We're
It's
like,
amazing.
I'm what's it called? From Mario Kart.
Toad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're Toad.
Sorry to interrupt the game, everybody. But I had to leave Lindsay. She was too famous to be able to come to the game. So sorry, guys, but I'm here.
So she sent you her assistant,
Yeah.
Toad. After Mario, there was some falling out. You may not know this is a celebrity gossip.
It is.
Lindsay took Toad under her wing, hired him as an assistant. He needed a place. He needed a job. She did it. She's
There
a
you
good,
go.
famous woman.
Just like that.
Very true. That happened.
Toad, take over, would ya?
You know what? We're just going to move on to the next category.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Scary dudes.
Scary
Toad,
dudes.
You know a little something about some scary dudes, don't ya?
I do. Okay.
We're playing Bestie, Boink, Battle Barf, Dracula, Frankenstein, Darth Vader. Oh, how controversial.
Darth Vader's in the
And
house.
Freddy Krueger.
And Freddy Krueger. Oh, well, let's barf to Freddy Krueger. He's freaky. No,
You don't want to battle him.
Freaky.
Completely.
Yep. Halloween.
What are the other ones? Dracula? I think I'd like to be besties with Dracula. I think he'd have some interesting things. He probably had some cool friends.
Interesting.
Very cool.
He
might
might bite
bite ya.
me, but then I'd live forever, which is kind of cool for, But then you'd have to suck blood, which is not so cool. For toads.
For Toads.
And what were the other two? We have
Darth Vader, who's also with us today.
Eh?
And
Careful how you answer.
Ooh, I think I need to boink Darth Vader because he is so attractive.
Thank you.
And
Is it getting hot in here, Leach?
someone's going to get the old mushroom tonight.
Sam.
and then whatever the last one
Battle.
is. Battle. Oh, I'm gonna battle Frankenstein. Ooh, that might be an interesting battle.
He's slow. He moves
Excellent.
slow. You got this,
You
Toad.
got it.
You're little, you're quick.
Yeah.
You're little, you're quick.
I'm just excited about the little matchmaking we did here, Lee.
Love connection.
You're welcome.
We didn't do anything. Love connection. I love getting to know you gals. This was a great thing. This was great. Let's wrap it up. We got other things to do. We got celebrities to interview. Kathy Lee, as
We're
always.
busy, famous people.
We're famous. We're in New York. We're in New York. Thanks for playing. See you on the next one, guys.
Thanks,
Signing
everyone.
off.
Bye.
Now quit yelling in my ear.
Oh, Lee.
This interruption is brought to you by Unpublished. Do you want to know more about the members in Book Interrupted? Go behind the scenes? Visit our website at www.bookinterrupted.com.
Book interrupted.
My interruption is we just finished taping a podcast and we were joking about 50 Shades of Grey and a few different other things. And then I turned off my recording and I heard that in the background my neighbors are having sex really, really loudly. So I think it might be in the taping of my podcast in the background, them enjoying themselves.
Book interrupted.
Ever wonder what we talk about before or after the show? Did you want updates on some of our challenges? Maybe insight into some deleted scenes? Here's your chance. Let's look behind the scenes. I thought maybe we would talk, everyone could talk a little bit about how we are doing that 10-minute in the closet challenge. And we can move on from it.
Why, Sarah?
The one that I threw down, I did like twice. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and then just like 10 minutes. I don't know. The kids can't they just can't do 30 seconds. So they're just banging on the door and screaming, and then whoever adult is out there is like, leave your mom alone. Like, it's just not relaxing. I got my
And then did you fingers underneath the closet?
well. I can lock my bedroom door and then go into the closet, but then I got my woodworking hearing protection on. I don't know. It's just not relaxing.
You don't say.
I can still hear them through the hearing protection. Yeah, I didn't really do it.
I did it 3 times, and the first time I was way longer than 10 minutes because I couldn't actually just stop thinking. Like they're like, just do it for 10 minutes, and I was like, oh shit, I've just been thinking for 10 minutes. Okay, let's start again. And then after I was like, the second time I did it, I was like, because I'm so used to like the guided meditation, I was like, I'm just gonna do a guided meditation on my, like I created one in my mind. I'm like, this is picture yourself. So I started talking to myself as if I'm doing a guided meditation so I could get through it. And then the third time I did that again. And then I fell asleep and I was like, meep. That's what I felt like, AJ. Meep. And then I never went back. Like I never even thought about it until just now.
Totally
We should
forgot.
probably talk about the challenge that we all like fell off of, I think, pretty much.
For the record, I love being in the closet in the dark. Yeah, I love sitting in
Really?
the dark in a small space.
It's their happy place.
Or like lying underneath the bed. I was doing that for hide and go seek with my kid, and I was just like, oh, so nice under here. I love being in small confined spaces.
No, that's like my
Oh my
nightmare.
god, I hate
Yeah.
that. No.
Mary, do you
Ugh.
remember the bunk bed I got? That was my favorite ever. Did any of you see it?
Is it the one where it was up so high that when you were laying in bed,
Yeah.
you literally can't sit up because you...
I got it when I was like
Eight?
18. Like it wasn't like I got it when I was like a child and it had like a desk underneath, but when you climbed up the stairs, I literally would have to army shuffle into it, and there was a mark on the ceiling from where the stucco was worn off for me getting in.
You couldn't bend your knees.
Oh, God.
You couldn't roll over
Why?
and bend your knees. You had to keep straight and just like roll.
I could only just roll over and I'd be touching the ceiling, and it was a double bed, and it was my favorite
safe feeling.
ever. I loved it.
Really?
It's insane to me.
But it feels so safe.
What happens if you had a nightmare and you sat up and you're like, boom?
That's happened to me
Fall
in your
over.
bed. I woke up and
Yeah.
like bonk bonk.
I was just gonna say that I remember Meredith did that. She forgot where she was and she went to get up and she was like, whack, whack, whack.
Probably like Christmas, like when family's visiting. We have to share a bed, right? And like you're not gonna send your uncle up there. Get up into the bunk bed, Unc.
Night night. No, I hated the challenge. I hated it. It made me feel like a failure because I'd really built up my ego on being able to do meditation because I do guided meditations like Sarah, and then I also do them like Leah. I stopped fighting against the kids and I just do it in the space where the kids are, because the moment you try to carve out a space and time for yourself, it's like the kids smell it. So I was like, I can't make meditation intentional. I just have to like la da 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 da, and then they leave me alone if you don't announce it, right? And then they end up just coming and cuddling, which is like always nice. But like just sitting there with the silence, I hated it. My ego hated it because it was like, thought you could meditate. Huh? No, you can't. You're too fucking busy and spun to do that shit. And I was like, screw you, challenge.
I don't have any closets in my house. Made it difficult. But I tried once and I didn't do so well. I sometimes will meditate before bed so that I can sleep because my brain's always going 1,000 times. So I often, when I'm laying in bed, will do things like I think that there's a light inside of me and it kind of heals me or something. I don't know. I have this weird thing that I do. But I also associate it with sleeping because I try to relax my body and change my mind. So when I tried to do it, anytime I tried to do it, I just fall asleep because for me, it's like, oh, I'm finally relaxed. I can sleep. So yeah, I did not do well on this challenge either.
Laird would find you and
Like sleeping again. I'm meditating. He's like, you're a
I'm
snorer.
trying to meditate, guys. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a new type of meditation.
Oh, the one time I went to meditate, I forgot to say, the third time, the last time I meditated, I finally did it, whatever. Mamadou came into the room, my husband came into the room and took a picture of me, and I heard it. And I was like, you're worse than the kids! And he's like, well, you're just so peaceful, I just thought.
You're so peaceful. I thought I'd break the peace.
Leave! Try to do this thing. It's a challenge.
I was fine with it. It was good. I had the opposite experience. But I've been working at this prior to I didn't get the memo about going into a closet. Like, I read that in the book, but I didn't know I had to, so I didn't. And I've been working at that, like, my previous year's New Year's resolution was 10-minute meditations a day. I've been doing it, and it continues to go well. And
that's
you
amazing.
just gotta keep at it.
That's
I would
great.
say. I find the first 10 minutes, it takes my brain about 10 minutes to settle in, and then if you wanted to keep doing it, which it sounds like nobody does, the next 10 minutes, if you extend it to 20 minutes, is when the work happens.
Oh, maybe that's my problem.
do you do Dad's mantra? Like, do you say the mantra that Dad gave you?
So what Dad taught us is Transcendental Meditation. He just
yeah.
didn't
Do
name
you
it.
do that, or do you just go dead
I
silent?
have done
like,
that. I don't do that currently.
Okay.
No. And sometimes if I'm doing a before bed meditation, I do the, like what Sarah's doing is like taking yourself on a little calm down journey. Or I also do what Lindsay does, which I would call chakra healing, which is like imagining light and healing and where does your body need attention. Yeah. But it's all hard. There's never a time that I've meditated ever that has been easy.
And yet you keep persevering.
Ever. I don't think that's an easy thing to do.
No, I should do it more often.
But sometimes you like, have you guys ever meditated and you do have like a I don't know what I would
Enlightenment
call it.
moment?
Like
Out of body.
sometimes out of body, sometimes like the goal, I would say. I don't know what to call
I used
it.
to meditate every day for years, actually. When I got diagnosed with epilepsy, I had a hard time sleeping, but like the sleep is like really, if I don't get sleep, that's what gives me a seizure. In the morning, I'll have a seizure. So yeah, I got really good at meditating to help me sleep. In high school,
Like
I
a
was
thing?
14. I like started, I'm like, I need to do this. And yeah, it really does.
Good for you.
I'd always feel like I was floating and I could kind of see what was around me even though I wasn't. I don't know what that is, but
Ooh.
I guess like real awareness of my
exciting.
surroundings.
Do you know what it sounds like? The documentary that Bob and I watched last night, it was getting into all of this, except not within the context of meditation. It was death. So it was all these interviews of people who had died but come back to life. And it's literally like just like what we're talking about right now. It's kind of weird, except that they flatlined like completely. One woman was like for 30 minutes. She had no oxygen to the brain. And yet when she came back, yeah, she didn't have any like mental what would
Brain
be-
damage?
Yeah, brain damage, I guess. It was just, yeah, and everyone was talking about, yeah, you just like you start to slowly peel away from your physical form. And you're kind of like just slightly up a little bit.
Are you sure that's not brain damage?
It could be. That was what one of the interviewers was asking. they were like, could it be possible that this is just what is happening during the course of brain damage? But then they brought in all these people because the whole point of the documentary was to try to, what is it, prove the unprovable, or the, what is it they said, like our whole world is driven by like the scientific principles of observation and empirical data, and they were trying to come up with tools. They were like, well, in order to measure what isn't there, maybe we need to come up with new tools. And so it was exploring different ways of how could we measure the unseen, the unheard, the, you know.
I did a course on dying and death in world religions or something like that. And so there was a chapter on near-death experiences. They're so common that they have like a criteria that, you know, I don't remember the exact numbers, but like more often than not, there's a light, there's a feeling of floating, there's a person that you know waiting for you. Like there's all these common things that all, like many people who have reported to have these experiences, when they return, they describe these similar kind of, I don't know what you would call them.
I don't know what the word is they used either, but they mentioned that in the documentary. They were like, yeah, and they started to compile all these people's stories, and they started to look for what are the patterns, what are the things that are in common. And yeah, there was always like the light.
Right, characteristics, I guess, is a good word, right? And so there's almost like a test you could do now. Like if someone goes away whether they almost died or they were just asleep, right? Because it's not even just with near death, but because like a near death experience often includes an out of body experience, right? Like those are two separate things. And so the out of body experience, I think, is something that you can aspire to with meditation as well. And then that data is hilarious because people are like, yeah, I floated over into the other room and I heard this conversation, and they come back and they talk about it and they're like, oh, that's actually true. Or like, and other things too, like they see someone who's already passed. Like, anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's really interesting. The other thing that I wanted to say that you just sparked in me too, the whole basis of that about figuring out other ways of measuring, I feel like that's the flaw in that study, because it reminded me of Indigenous ways of knowing. Like that's what they're trying to do is know these things that are not tangible, essentially. And another class I'm taking, because all I do is take classes all day, every day, is Indigenous Education. And part of Indigenous Education is it's a complete paradigm shift from our traditional ways of knowing, right? So dreams are acceptable ways of knowing, and visions are acceptable ways of knowing. And there's less emphasis on measurement, and the focus is more on experience. So when you were saying, they're like, how do we measure? I think for me, I felt compelled to be like, you measure it by your experience of it, right? Like that's enough there.
Oh yeah, that was like the whole point, is that there was this whole group, and they divided it into two camps. The people that were like, no, we need to find a way to measure it,
Yeah.
to be able to share to the people who are non-believers. Here's your freaking data. And then there's other people that are saying like, there's no point, like we don't feel this compelling need to have to prove it to anyone because
Right.
we live the experience.
And because we live the experience, we're going to write a book about stories and call it Untamed. Yep.
Nice segue.
But like that's what she's talking about. You know, especially when she's like, when she has a business meeting, she's like, we looked at the data, it's right. I'm not as impressed as they say. I got a warm feeling. Do you remember this part of the book? Where she was like, I'll accept your...
Yeah, and then she was like, and then she decided to sink into the goo.
The goo.
Yeah, it sounded like it's really easy for her to sink into her goo. I've never found that very easy to get into my goo.
Yeah.
Like my knowing.
Maybe you're always in your goo.
But maybe.
Gooey,
Or maybe well, in terms of meditation,
Fox and
like
socks.
I've never found it easy,
Yeah.
and so rarely do you click into that like goo. But I guess it depends on why you're meditating. I meditate because I'm a highly reactive person. That's the hardness is the point, I think.
Yeah, I think
But
absolutely.
I don't know. That was my point. Or it was the point for me.
No, I was just going to say, wasn't Glennon Doyle talking about how she's figured out how to do it just in the middle of whatever, like you're saying, a business meeting, or just like when she's sitting on the bus, or I don't know, whatever else. She probably doesn't sit on a bus now because she makes $3 billion, but in her limo to her, no. But that she, yeah, exactly. In her private jet, she's sitting there slipping into her
Here I go.
meditative state.
Yeah, I remember that as well. I interpreted it based on Glenn's book that she does now slip into the goldeny goo with ease.
Right, and like to Leah's point, she practices because she recognizes a tendency to be reactive. And I think that the practice of meditation sets you up to trend towards responding, right? Which involves a little bit of space between what's happening and how you respond to it. If you just react, you're not even choosing your reaction. If you respond, right, you're choosing. And so I think that Glennon likes to respond from her knowing or from her truth. And so to be able to kind of master that skill so she can pull on it whenever she needs to is the goal for her.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Book Interrupted. If you'd like to see the video highlights from this episode, please go to our YouTube channel, Book Interrupted. You can also find our videos on www.bookinterrupted.com.
Hey listeners, Book Interrupted just wants to say thanks for joining us for our 2021 season. We really feel grateful for being able to connect with each and every one of you over our podcast platform. Join us for our season 2, starting January 3rd, 2022. We look forward to seeing you.
Moments you can look forward to on next week's Book Interrupted.
I like that too, because what happened to you is that's why you're who you are. Not like there's something wrong with you.
And I'm not against Oprah. I never really thought about Oprah, but as it turns out,
Like that might come down to feeling manipulated too, because it's like, just tell me. I don't need the song and dance.
Do you think it has to do with something in your childhood?
And some people were like, oh, what's wrong with that person? But really, it's like, wow, maybe they're having a bad day.
But that he doesn't leave his heart at the door.
Book Interrupted.
Never forget, every child matters.